Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel once more. We are back again. This is Mechanotechnics N4. All right. So in the previous chapters, guys, I did the workshop layout, all of this workshop layout. I did everything about workshop layout. Now in this video, we'll focus on what module 2, mental protection. We did everything. Please check up on this video if you have not did this. If you don't this video, you can check up for workshop layout there. Then I want us to focus now on there we're given our mental this is a mental protection. So in this layout, guys, we'll be learning about unit 1 intro. We'll be looking at introduction to corrosion and its prevention. Unit 2, classification of corrosion. Unit 3, the form of corrosion test. Unit 5, the mental protection process. Unit 6, surface preparation for painting. Unit 7, painting process. In this video, we'll be dealing with all of these. Module 2, we'll deal with it. Then we'll see module 3. I will do the video separate, but we'll deal with all this module like as I'm recording, like currently we'll deal with all of this. So, and yeah, it's advisable that you become the part of the family. You subscribe to my YouTube channel and you click the notification button so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. So far, I'll promise I'll make sure maybe this today is what is today is it's Wednesday, right? Maybe next week I'll be done with lubrication. Yes, I'll be done, and I'll starting precisions. Before, let's say, before you write the final, guys, I think I'll be almost done with the N4 textbook. I will try to N4 syllabus. I'll try to pack much videos as possible. I will see, but I promise that I will bring more content. Just subscribe. I will do more of the videos going on, even though I've not finished, but blend. I show you that I will do the blend of videos, guys, for you. All right, enough for the stories. You know, stories won't end. So let us indulge into a video. As you can see, I will deal with these modules: precisions, gears, module 6, belts, hydraulics. I will deal with all these. Module 8, bearings. 9, which is mental cutting and machine, I will deal with those. So I want us to focus on this now. Module 2, which is a mental protection, as you've discussed. All right, we'll see. We will see this, what we're supposed to learn here in this module. Okay, what is covered here, guys? In this module, you will help you to understand how corrosion affects a lot of metals and how it is prevented. How do we prevent corrosion? And in further provides information on various classes and of corrosion, the types of corrosion test, all of these things, guys, method, all of this processing of what painting. There will see this. That is what will be covered right here. All right, this is what we're supposed to understand after we have started. So we have done with this. You're supposed to understand all of this. Study this module. You should able to unit 1 to describe corrosion. You must describe corrosion as this destruction of matter as a result of chemical. You must check that as of chemical, electrochemic, or metallurgic interaction between the material and environment. Unit 2, you will explain 2 main classes of corrosion. Unit 3 is supposed to know, explain the following terms: surface corrosion, stress. You see, they will ask this on exam: stress corrosion. They may say name types of forms of corrosion. You will just say stress corrosion, galvanic corrosion, intercrystal corrosion, painting corrosion. So there you also need to explain unit 4, explain the most common types of corrosion, describe each of the following metal protection process, calculate all this. By the way, this is just what you're supposed to know. So let us start with our session, guys, here. So introduction to corrosion and its prevention, that means how we stop it, and is how can we stop it. That is what we call that. Okay. All right. So we see this. We have the corrosion. What can we describe corrosion? What is important, sir? Please describe corrosion as destruction of material as a result of chemical, electrochemical, or metallurgical interaction between material and environment. This is how we describe corrosion. So what is important, you must know what is corrosion. Corrosion is the destruction of metal as a result of the chemical and electrochemical or metallurgical interactions it has with environment. That is your definition there. You stop. That is how you define corrosion, right? That is how you can stop. All right. All right. That is why you're supposed to you stop there. All right. So that is what you're supposed to know. So these other points here, they say metals are generally unstable in their purified forms. They tend to go back to their natural and okay, these guys, let's forget about this one. It's not that much important. The one I've highlighted is the one that is important. I want us to go here. Unit 2, classification of corrosion. We're talking about levels now, types like classification. How do we classify them? Explain two main classes of corrosion. We're talking about the classes of corrosion. Corrosion can be divided into main classes, subclasses. Do we have there? Chemical corrosion and electrochemical corrosion, right? So we have here electrochemical corrosion, also referred as oxidation, okay, oxidation, or it's also referred as oxidation. Chemical corrosion occurs when a metal reacts chemical, right? You see, what is chemical corrosion? Chemical corrosion occurs when a metal reacts chemically with oxygen in the air. Simple, just like that. That is your definition there, right? Or you can say it's defined. It's up to you. You can also say chemical corrosion is defined. It's defined, or it what is called chemical corrosion. It's when, can just say it's when, can define also, it's when metal reacts chemically with oxygen in the air. That is your point then. A good example is the formative of what of rust in iron. It is alloys such as steel. Those are example. Metal reacts with oxygen to form typical red or orange coating iron on its surface. Atmospheric corrosion of metal and their alloys, which is very common in the industry, also falls under chemical corrosion. This result when hydrogen sulfate, nitrogen sulfate, sulfur dioxide, and carbon dioxide released from factories in foam, like factories, and we release those things. They have something like chimneys, right? Combined with moisture, there's a moisture there in the atmosphere to form acids such as sulfuric acid, nitric acid, carbonic acid. These acids then attack metal through powerful oxidizing natures. All right, that is what we know. We know, guys. Corrosion takes place. Let's say you have a steel or iron, you place it outside, and then remember you place it outside without applying the grease. Remember, how do you prevent corrosion? You must apply a grease on that metal, or you must apply a oil so that it cannot catch water. Remember, the density of oil is greater than the density of what? Of the water, or the density of the grease is greater than the density of water. That is why when you can let, it's like a Vaseline. If you even a Vaseline, if you take a Vaseline, right, you'll see the Vaseline that does not, you'll see the Vaseline, the water flows on top of what? Of the Vaseline, or like if you can pour there, you'll see it makes something like droplets like that. So if example, it's when if you are used to swim, if you used to swim, example, if you swim, you'll see if you want to prevent yourself to, you want your skin to stay like shine. If you can first, before swimming, if you can apply a Vaseline, you'll see that when you came out of the water, you'll see yourself, you still shine. The water is dropping from you. You'll see that you don't become like dead, like white. It's because you've prevented that. It's like, picture a corrosion as like that form, right? So we also have electrochemical corrosion. Electrochemical corrosion consists of two surface reaction, oxidation and reduction reaction. All right, consists of two, oxidation and reduction reaction. The electrochemical circuit consists of three basic components, namely anode, cathode, and electrode. Just know those names. They can ask you. So what about this? I have a little flow. They can ask you, right? Name name types of what name type of electro name the component of electrochemical corrosion. What chemical corrosion consists of? Name the surface reach. Then you'll just tell them chemical, the like the circuit, what is consist of. You can say, they can ask you the electrochemical circuit is consist of, or they can say name the component of electrochemical circuit. Then you can name the component. We have the anode, cathode, and electrode. You have anode, the component, the electrons that provide it's a electrode that provides electrons, is usually side for corrosion. All right, then another can name it, it's a cathode. You can know it's a anode, cathode, electrode, return current path. You can tell them, you can name them, right? You can just name those things. Then cathode is the electrode that receive, is the electrode that receive electrons. That's the point. Then electrode that provide electron. Anode, it's a cathode that provides electrons only there. Then the cathode is the electrode that receive electrons. Then this, it provides environment of electrochemical reaction, then provides an electrical link between the two electrodes. That is what we have there. Then element, maybe they might ask you to draw the structure, guys. Know how to construct the structure. You have an anode here, you have the anode and the cathode. Do draw something like this. Then you can have this thing here, draw it there, show some areas, and draw ions negative like this, then you'll be done. They might say draw this thing. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. So yeah, let's now check the forms of corrosion. The forms, check now. These are forms of corrosion. Forms of corrosion. In this learning outcome, we'll learn about we'll be having surface corrosion, stress corrosion, galvanic corrosion, intercrystal corrosion, painting corrosion. Okay, actually, they will ask the can name those forms. Introduction. There are 5 main forms of corrosion that we will be dealing with in this module. Let us consider each form in the greater details. We have the surface, obviously. The surface corrosion. The surface corrosion is the most common form of corrosion. The most common form of corrosion is mainly involve an electrochemical reaction that proceeds uniformly over entirely exposed surface of a metal, right, like a steel. This is an external of the metal. Then due to adverse weather condition, special humidity. Okay, this is due to adverse advance advance the here it's your keyword of weather condition, meaning harshly, e.g. high temperature or humidity. What cause corrosion might be, can say, tell them as what cause corrosion to the surface. What cause surface corrosion? It's mainly change in temperature, humidity. You understand? That is one can list to surface corrosion. Remember things like rust. So all right, yeah, can do. That is what you have there. Then stress corrosion, we have here what we call stress corrosion, when a force, for example, a dead weight is suddenly applied on a metal or stress, corrosion may result. This even occur structures in earth. What is that? Come to your keywords. We have the keywords, the environment, or meaning chemically inactive surroundings. So humidity is not bigger factor. Main that means this is caused by when you're applying too much force there. The corrosion that takes place is the stress corrosion. It's when you're applying force, the dead weight on the on another metal. It's when you're applying. It's when another man use another metal to apply on another force on another metal. This we call the stress corrosion. We have this. It's a stress corrosion. Many metal working process activities such as welding, uh, cold welding, or forming a main player in stress corrosion. As you can see, you can make an example. It's like sorry about that notification. It's like when you are, we can say welding. When you're welding, you're applying a stress. Like it's not mainly when you're welding, cold welding, and those are formed can which can result a huge play or a major play in stress corrosion. Welding, you know, can name those types of welding there. So it's cold welding or such things there. So if metal are subjected to these processes, normalizing processes should be performed soon after the strengthened material is back its original. Okay, it's normal process. Okay, this is not that much. What is this? Crack only. Okay, those things are not much in. Yeah, take those typical points that I've just shown you guys, but they'll ask you important one. You have to know this. They'll ask you name the form. They said name the form, or they can say explain the following forms. You can explain. The question can say explain or name the form of corrosion. You have surface corrosion, stress corrosion, galvanic corrosion, intercrystal corrosion, all these painting corrosion. Then this is what we have. So galvanic corrosion there. We have a galvanic corrosion. There when two dissimilar when two dissimilar metal are dipped in liquid that can act suitable electrode, which or that can act as a suitable electrode. The more reactive metal corrodes fast, hereby protecting other metals. In the most cases, the humid atmosphere acts as an electrode, depending on the position of the metal on the galvanic lead. The metal with the less resistance corrodes before and to a great degree than other. Um, this guys, the type of corrosion is like when you are applying an acid on like things like metal, you are dipping, you take a steel, you apply, you dipping on acid, you can make that. That is the form. It's like now, or you're putting things like zinc makers and you take. Now this corrosion is happen when guys you take a metal, you dip a metal to a liquid form of metal, or a form of a form of like things like let's say I take a steel, I dip the steel. Dipping mean like I put the steel inside the acid will cause it to erode. That is an example. You can talk about those, dip it into magazine, all those things. You think all those things, guys. All right, you can think of those. Then here we have the intercrystalline corrosion. What? Let's check this one now. Is due to the various physical and chemical process, metal particles can gain a charge. Usual metal gain may start behave like a cathode, whilst the boundaries separate the grains may behave like a anode. This greatly acquaints the grains and usual result in catastrophe failure. Intercrystalline corrosion is very common in stainless steel and is sometimes called intergranular corrosion. This it takes forms like this is a physical. This is due to physical and chemical process of metal particles can gain a charge. This one takes sometimes it takes can take place naturally. Whereas you are placed there is you if as let's say you take that metal, you place it on top of another metal, find out that metal that you place it on is positively charged or negative charge. Remember, negative charge and positive charge, they attract each other. So due to those things, they might it can gain those charges and result to another form of corrosion. We think of those things. All right, we think of those things. Example, there's this sparking that takes place. Let's say you're sleeping under your blanket is negatively charged. Let's say now all of through the day, remember you interact, you touch things. As you're touching things, maybe your hands is positively charged. As you're touching your blanket, let's say it's your bed, you're entering into your blanket, you'll see the spark, pah, things like a lightning. Then you say, yo, like you feel that electricity. You say, yo, why? Or maybe so you touch the door, the metal. Let's say you touch the door, and then the door is like the sparking, or you touch someone, maybe someone touch you, then you see the sparking there. Is therefore is because that person was positively charged, and also you have negatively charged particles that you cannot see. Remember, particles are small. Then you see that spark. It happened because of that physical thing that is taking place. It's you understand. Sometimes it might be the form that you like iron on your body, but most common that I know that they don't talk about is caused by those things. Remember, you interact with many things. Maybe you're busy touching the gate. You know, there's a metal there. Maybe that metal is positive charge. You cannot see those particles. So if you see those things, that means it's a matter of yeah. I hopefully understand that. So if the metals experience the same thing, remember when you as a person you respect you don't you don't experience corrosion, you experience the spark. You'll see the spark like it's a electricity thing like that. But the metal, like if they react on such thing, they will receive that it will affect that. It will kill, actually it will receive those electrons, and then those electrons will affect it and cause corrosion. This corrosion called repeating corrosion, for an example. Yeah, something like that, guys. So by the way, yeah, so yeah, this is what we have. So here we have a unit form which is corrosion tests. Their test. Here we have in this learning outcome will explain the common types of corrosion tests. All right, introduction. There are several factors that affect the corrosion rate. Metal. All right. All right. There. These include the humidity, temperature, air pollution, salty water, contact acidity. So we talk type of contact between the this dissimilar metal is what we have talked about, right? Types of contact there can cause that. All right, you must know those things that cause. There are several factors which affects the corrosion. Those things you must talk about: humidity, temperature, air pollution, salt water context, acidity. Or as we've been discussing, guys, corrosion tests. By they say corrosion tests are done to ensure that performance of metals and metal blasting and coating, bleaching, that was bleaching and coating. There are several factors that affect the corrosion rate of metal. This includes what? Humidity, temperature, air pollution, salty water, contact, acid, or the type of what? Of contact between the similar metal. When the yes, that's what we have. So in the most test room, only temperature, humidity, and salt contact are varied. Test comparative. The tests are comparative, which means that the workpiece is compared with the standard workpiece of known corrosion resisting property. When the tests are complete, we then consider changes in mass of the workpiece. Those are points, by the way. If you see the points, this is what they will ask you guys. Changes, these are points, by the way. Those are points. Changes in visual appearance of the work piece. Yeah, that is what will change. Change in mechanical properties such as hardness and strength, changes in corrosion media, change in depth of corrosion, change in electrical resistance. So these are points, by the way. All right. And, those are what corrosion tests. Which what were we testing? We'll be testing. Those are corrosion tests. We're testing the change in electrical resistance, change in depth of corrosion, change in corrosion media, all those things, guys. All right. So, this form metal protection, guys. This structure is very important, guys. We have to know how to draw this structure, guys. I don't want to lie to you. You must know this. Even the moment I was doing N4, I did draw. I drew this structure. Was there. I had to draw this structure. We have to know it as it is, guys. Exactly as it is. Can draw it, but even though not accurate, but at least, guys, this we call the structure, guys, the salt spray test. It's a salt spray test. Salt. If you say they say draw the salt spray test, you draw this, guys. You indicate. We draw this test specimen. You have those areas. You show the little areas like that. You draw your bars, these ones. You throw these bars, you throw these things there. You understand? You see we have here a frog chamber. You throw that, drain there, thermostat there, spray nozzle there. You draw inflow of this heater, this thing, guys. You'll see, but I did draw this thing, guys. You must practice it, then you'll cram it. If you keep on doing it, on drawing it, your brain will be used to this structure. You understand? That is the key that I've used there. I just drew it repeatedly, then I was able to, yeah. You, by the way, you can screenshot the structure there. Let me just give you a minute, screenshot it. Oh, where did I went now? I'm too far. Yeah, can screenshot the structure, can give you 1 to 5 seconds, screenshot the structure. By the way, let me erase this so that if you don't have this structure, but I'm sure guys you have it on your textbook there at your school there. This is the textbook. Take note of the structure, draw the structure. I'm sure you have screenshot it, right? So let us scroll down. You can see we have another test again. It's a humidity test. We have that one was the salt spray test. This one is a humidity test. You must know how to draw this humidity test. Draw this humidity test. You have a test piece there. You have a dry compressive air. We have a heat element, distilled water, humidity champ. You have to know how to draw the structure, by the way. You have to know to draw it. So yeah, you have to know to draw that structure. Special the first one, they like this first one, also this, but the first one is the one, this one they like it the most. They love this one the most. Also this one, it can appear sometimes. Then we have the sulfur dioxide test. This might also appear, but they don't love this one, but sometimes they might want you to draw this structure, this testing. Just know the name of these testings, guys. Salt, humidity, sulfur dioxide test. 3 tests that you have. Just throw these things. If you throw this, then you're good to go. You got your marks. Maybe it will be 7 or 8, or it can even be, yeah, it can even be, if they want they can make it 9, 8, 6 up there. Draw the structure there. All right. We have the mental processing. This is, they love this question, guys, that we're doing now. They love this one. They love to ask about this cathode process. You must name this electroplating or phosphating. They love this thing, you know, guys. Describe each of the following metal process involve cathode. They love this one, guys. Don't wanna lie. You have to know these things, guys. There. Okay, let's first number 1. Must know these types, guys. We have all these ones. You have what? Remember, these are mental processing. If you have the mental processing there, they'll ask you this thing, guys. Types of metal processing, or describe the following mental protection. Why I'm saying type of metal, they will ask you name the type of metal protection. Yeah, process. We have that. Name types of protection process, of metal protection process. You say cathode protection, electroplating, anodizing, phosphating. You know, sometimes they can say describe them as like this here. I don't know, but mostly they'll say name them. You name them. mostly 4 marks there. You'll have your 4 marks. Then the cathode processing, otherwise is known as, again, sacrificial protection. Cathode process involve the following step. The metal required protection is made the cathode a metal higher than carbon, 2 electrodes, suitable electrode joined by the, okay, those things, guys, they will say name these mostly. Electroplating involve electrical depositing metal onto another metal. Right, electroplating, you must know this. Anode protection, metal require protection is made. Anode, or this thing, guys, phosphate, you must know that, guys. Surface preparation for painting. Surface preparation for painting. In this learning outcome, we'll describe the following. Describe the following process that we use to prepare the steel for praise painting, sandblast cleaning, all this thing, grease removal. This is a now introduction of that. We have to go through this. You have to ensure the quality and durability of metal coating subjected to corrosion sufficiently. Surface preparation is very important. There are 5 steps that needs to be carried out. Throughout, clean the surface, obviously. Remove old paints if present. Remember, preparation. Let's say you want now for painting, you want to paint the wall. If you are painting, let's say it's an old house, old building, there'll be little patches of a paint. The old pages, you must craft this thing, you must remove this thing and be clear. Then lay your new painting, new paint, clean the wall or whatever that you are painting. Clean that metal. Doesn't matter. It's a clean. Where they're cleaning the door, clean it first. Do not just paint. Remove rust using sandpaper. You remove, if the door, you remove the rust. Do not just put the paint on top of the rust. Remove all paints present. Fill holes and then use pros filler. Prime the surface. All those things, you understand, guys. So sand blasting cleaning, number 1. They smooth out, clean the metal surface. Compressed air is used to force sand grains across the surface at high speed to make the process more effective. Materials such as screened aluminum oxide, even steel ball, may be used in place of sand. Other factor can influence the effective arm. What is this? It's air. They can say factors that can influence the effectiveness during blasting cleaning: air pressure, size of grain, weight of grains, speed of nozzle. That thing there, you will see the nozzle when we'll see about that thing. We have this scale. What is this? Descaling. Descaling. No, do you have the descaling? Blasting cleaning, mechanical cleaning. We have that. You must know to name these types most. They will tell you name these types. Must know them. Blasting, decaying, and those things. Flame cleaning, acidic. You must know this thing. Grease removal. You lay grease removal. You see, you remove your grease. You must know this process. Clean, gray removal, acidic, clean, flame cleaning. All right. So painting process, yeah, they love this one. Painting process, they love this one, guys. Well, they love this topic. Yeah, they love it also. It's like workshop way out is there. They love it also. Workshop is okay, guys. In this learning outcome, explain the following painting process. You must explain air painting process, LS spray painting, S spray painting, LS spray painting, electrostatic spraying, dipping printing. List the advantage and disadvantage in using painting process. They love these things. Okay, let us check now. Let us go there. Introduction. There are 4 painting process. You must know they say how many 4. We have 4 painting processes we need to know about, namely, which is one. First one is air spray, LS spraying, and deep and electrostatic spraying. We have 4 painting process. Let us look at each in great depth. All right. So we have our air spray painting. Conventional spraying painting is done using device that spray coating through the air onto a surface. Right. The device consists of compression, air tank, painting container, paint spray gun, flexible piping, compressive air sacs, all of these things, guys. What is important here, they will ask you about this most of the time. Advantage, let us check this advantage. This is very important. You must know the notes there. We have that. It is why. These are nice points. It is very cheap. They say, what is the advantage? You'll ask you the advantage of the air spraying painting. Just say it is cheap. This is a nice point, guys. Easy one, the one that you'll remember. And then come to this one that you'll remember first. It is very easy to change the paint color. You will remember this, guys. Come to this one point. It's a nice one point. I just want you it provides smooth painting finish. You'll remember this. This is a nice point. I'm checking some nice point for you. Already a 3 there. You see, those are nice. Then it's really produce air bubbles in solvent. It's a nice point. Okay, there's a low risk of orange peel. That is a nice point. The equipment is very easy to operate. These guys are nice points there. You see, uniform thick of paint, right? You can just there. Uniform thick of spray is easy achievable, or you can end only there. Or anyways, but yeah, those points. Air spray painting can reach unevenly and hard to reach what surface there. All right, this we talk is easy to change what the paint we've discussed. The operator can easily adjust the spray width to suit the workpiece environment. So guys, this, I think this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This, I think these 7 ones are nice for you, are good for you guys. You can remember those. The disadvantages, they're always there. They love this one also. Disadvantages, overspray result in high painting waste. That is a nice point. These are disadvantages. A large quantity of tin is necessary, right? Then we have, it is difficult to paint overhead. Just end there. It's difficult to paint overhead. End here, guys. You'll remember that will be the point. If you want to continue, you can continue, but end here. Just end there. Do not continue there. Just make it sure about that. just make it short as possible, end it here. It is difficult to paint overhead. It evaporate more in cold system. You end here, that is the point. And there, the spraying time is relatively long, right? So is the drying period. You can even end there. The spraying time is relatively long. You can end there. The relative time is long. The relative spraying time is long. Those are points, guys, by the way. Now you have to draw this. Sorry about this, guys, but you must know how to draw this. It's bad, man. You have to draw this structure. They love this. As you can see, guys, here you must know to draw this thing, guys. You just construct this thing there. You draw your straight thing here. You go like this. You start by drawing T. Then after this T, you just make a bucket like that. You understand? You draw that line. You show the areas going up, going like that. You just doing things like this. Just write paint inside. You draw. You indicate air pressure, all that. Then you'll be fine, guys. You can draw this thing, you know. You can just make it. You will know how to draw this thing. There's nothing bad there. You understand? Then you have something like that going down. You have your bucket there. You draw all this thing. You have some nozzle spraying. Just make it clear there. You can draw this thing. Then after you've drawn, you start by your T there. Then you go. You put your bucket. Then you put your paint. You indicate it. It's a paint. You know, this is the suction pipe. It's because it is going up. Obviously, it's sunking. That paint is going there to the nozzle, spray nozzle. You just write that, you show things that are spraying. You write that air pressure. So you label this structure. So this is what you can know. This is the principle of air spraying paint. The structure of air spraying painting. You use that. Another one is a air spraying painting. Here you see what we went through is just this. What is this? This is the principle of air spraying painting, the structure. Then we have here figure 2 air spraying painting. We have a compressor, and there vector reaction. You draw painting, paint container, sulfur tube. Draw this. You can screenshot. Just make it in. Do not. Yeah, you'll see how you go about to draw these things. How you'll remember. Code ls spraying. You see. Can draw this. Draw this structure here. If you know how to draw it, you can draw this. You see the paint filter, this thing, the strainer, and your gun there, spraying gun. So yeah, that is how it goes. Then let's check now the advantages of air spraying paint. Remember, this first we've discussed about air spraying. Now this is a ls. First was air. This is ls. This is what is very fast. That is advantage. The coating is very durable. That is another point. Overhead spraying is possible. All right, that's nice. It gives flawless finish. That is nice. There is no need to buy huge quantity of thinner. Talking about thinner, that is what we'll have there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. let us add another point. I'm just making you to take the one that are necessary that you may remember. Is very vital. Just end there. Do not go here. Just end there, right there. It's very vital. End here. That is another point there. Okay. Again, another point. The coating is made thick. You end here. Just end there on the exam paper. So this is your point. These are your points anyways. If you have this, the one that I've highlighted, those are your points. Then you can write those points. All right. Those are the points you can write there. Those necessary. Then let's check disadvantages. It is not possible to overlap pen strokes. It's not easy to control the thickness of the coat. There is high wastage of pen. We end there. These high wages of pen just end here. Take that point until there only this high wastage of pen. There is need to overcome it. So it requires more effective clean. The pump hose in what that one hose filter, but you can say it requires effort to clean the pumps. Yeah, and all those things there. Yeah, if you can take those notes, there's need to cover items which are more proximately to the mental. But okay, but here I don't know if we come here. Okay, I have some points here on these typical nodes. I don't know this one. How are they? Advantage of air is the relative shape of prayer. You see, I think this provides an evenly surface can be sprayed painted. The advantages of air spraying paint is vital. You see, we've talked about that. Yeah, disadvantage here: overspray causes paint waste. It needs large quantity. There is longer drying and evaporation period. Cold system because more what is this diluted. Overhead painting limits becomes painting container always full. Yeah, those things. Sprayless. These ones are short. Yeah, there's less overspraying. All this high pump deliver allowed repeatedly. Those advantage. Overhead. Okay, these things, guys. I think some of these we have did. They're on the top. By the way, those are just necessary or extra notes. But anyway, let's continue where we ended. I just wanted to see. Let's go to advantage of electrostatic spraying paint. Remember, we have 4 types. So this one is about, as you can see, it creates a strong bond which produce higher durable coating. Powder coating is highly resistant to corrosion. Powder coating does not use solvent. It covers 3-dimensional object evenly. It has high painting transfer efficiency, about 95%. All right, those are points. I can add also here, but they won't ask those mean too much to me. So here, disadvantages of electro. This thing, obviously the equipment is expensive to acquire, or just it's expensive. It's more applicable to metal only. is not suitable for even uneven surface. Poor management can result in electrical choke and fires. So here it is, the structure of it there. As you can see, this is the structure of it. Then deep painting, they love this thing of deep painting. Deep painting, what they will ask you to draw this. I know, I did draw this also. They might ask you to draw this. You'll see how you go about. You can screenshot this. You will see how you draw this. But I practiced this structure. I was knowing this structure by head. By the way, I just practiced them. So you just practice the structure. You go about. Yeah. So this is what we have. Advantage of this tip of the painting. They love this one. Very quickly. Is much simpler and cheaper process. It also give antistic to metal surface. Antistic means beauty. It beautifies metal. This word means beauty. Antistics, or whatever that you call, but all I know means it beautifies the metal. Beautifies it. It is high resistant to corrosion, which is nice. Metal painting with challenging geometric metal part, which you can paint the parts of the, like, meaning, like, the surface that are deep, like object, the parts, there are those parts which is difficult for you to paint, but this one can paint. You usually just put, as you can see here, this one, guys, I think is the one that they use cars, they paint cars. You just put the car as it is, the frame of the car inside. Everything will be painted. You put your object inside, you dip it. It's a dipping. You put it inside. Will come there nicely. So, disadvantage, the mental part are too light compared to the parts. The painting is prone to some form due to gravity during this object taken round out. The large capacity requires due to high level of automation and huge quantities of painting. Yeah, this you can add this one also if you want there. All right, so this is what we have, guys. So by the way, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification button so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. See you on the next coming session. All the best.